So with subtraction of integers, it's really almost exactly like what we did with addition of integers. If we take a look at number one says we have 4 minus 7. Okay, but like I just said earlier, we need to look at this differently. We don't want to look we don't want to look at it as 4 minus 7. We need to see it as combining what? Positive 4 with negative 7. So we want to look at this as not minus 7, but negative 7. Okay? Now, do we have a double negative? No, a double negative would look like like a minus sign and a negative sign right up next to each other. So we have no double negative. So we go to step 2. Step 2 was circle the remaining negative numbers. Do that on your whiteboards. If you haven't jotted this down yet on your whiteboards, please do so. So we're going to circle the remaining negative numbers. What should we have circled? Very good. We should circle negative 7. All right. So any other negative numbers to circle? Nope. So now, what's step 3? Decide party or war and simplify. Are we at party or war? War. We're at war, so we're going to subtract 4 from 7. And what do we get? 3. And is it going to be a negative 3 or a positive 3? Why negative? Why? Thank you. We keep the sign of the bigger number, all right? There's more negatives than there are positives, so the negatives are going to win out. Yeah.
You just said subtract 4.
Well, we're still subtracting. It's just that we're looking at the problem differently. We're not. It's not like we're not going to ever subtract again. But what I am saying is that when we're combining, we're really, combining is really an addition type of principle. We're combining 4 with negative 7. It would be the same way as writing it out like this: 4 plus negative 7. This is the kind of problem that we saw yesterday. We're combining this with this. You see? Okay, let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 says negative 6 minus 5. Okay, write that down on your whiteboards. And now, like I said before, I need you to circle well, first of all, do we have a double negative? No, we don't. Just because we have 2 negatives doesn't make this a double negative. A double negative looks like this. I'm going to take this problem, and I'll make it a double negative so you know what it looks like. 4 minus negative 7. You see that? A double negative is when you have a minus sign, a subtraction sign, and a negative sign right next to each other. That's a double negative. Is that what I have here? No, I just have 2 negative numbers. So what do I need to do with those negative numbers? What? Circle both of them. Very good. So I'm going to circle the negative 6 and circle the negative 5. Another thing that came up in one of the other classes is that I want you to make sure you understand something. The negative sign always comes in front of the number. The reason why I bring this up, watch. We had some people that had something like this, and they circled the 3. What was their mistake? What was their mistake? What? Guess what? Right. It's not the 3 that's negative, it's the 5 that's negative. Okay, so that's an important concept to just make sure you understand. Okay, I have negative 6 and negative 5. Combining them. Am I at party or war? Party, right? I'm at party, so I add 6 and 5, and what do I get? And it's going to be a what? 11. Because the sign stays the same. Okay? Now, here we go. Look at number 3. Number 3 has 2 minus negative 4. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of these parentheses. 2 minus negative 4. Do I have a double negative? I actually do have a double negative. So what do I need to do? Okay, ready? Here we go. This is your cue. What do I need to do when I have a double negative? Good. I need to clear the double negative. Now remember, to clear that, to clear that, I take that subtraction sign and I take that negative sign and I make it into a plus sign, an addition sign, right? So it looks like this. Hey, whenever you have to clear a double negative, I want you to rewrite the equation. So now I take this 2, these two signs we clear out, making a plus sign 4. So now I have a positive 2 and a positive 4. I just cleared the double negatives. Now I go to step 2. Circle the remaining negative numbers. Do I have any remaining negative numbers? No negatives. So now I go to step 3. Decide party or war, and then simplify. Am I at party or war? Party. So I add the numbers together, and I get 6, and it stays a what? Positive 6. Good. Let's look at number 4 now. Okay. Let's look at number 4. We've got negative 8 minus negative 2. And go over it step by step. Keep doing those same 3 steps in your head, or maybe even just get out your notebook and keep looking at it until it just becomes part of what you do. Step 1 is what? Clear the double negatives. Now, do I have a double negative? Yes. What do I need to do with it? Good. I need to clear it. So I'm going to rewrite my equation. Now, hey, by the way, does anything happen to this negative 8? It stays the same, right? When I clear the negative numbers, this still stays the same. I'm only dealing with this right here. Clear the double negatives. So I have negative 8, what? Plus 2, because when I clear the double negative, it becomes a positive. Okay? Step 3 would be, or step 2 now, what? Circle the negatives. That's right. Circle the negatives. Step 3, party and war, and simplify. Am I at party or war?
War.
So I subtract 2 from 8, giving me 6, and it's going to be a negative 6 because I had more negatives than I did positives. Okay? Yes, Janaya. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, down the bottom. Very good. Yeah, let's talk about that. This right here in your notebook. Look, this notebook is not to be like an assignment. It's not like something that you do and then you never look at again. This notebook is like a living document almost, where you're going to keep going back to it and you're going to keep giving reference to this notebook. There's our steps right here. 1, 2, 3. Step 1, clear. Step 2, circle. Step 3, decide. But what I like about this is that this shows you a really good example of how to solve a problem. I didn't say to write anything, did I? Cap up those pens. This was the problem we just did, negative 8 minus negative 2. So we had to clear, right? We had to clear this. We had to, making this an addition sign. So we had to circle our negatives, and then we had to subtract because we were at war, okay? And that gave us 6 left over. So this is, if you ever get kind of stuck and you're like, wait, I forgot how to do this, review this, review this. That's why we have these notebooks. They're designed to help you big time, okay? And by the way, you do get a grade on the completion of your notebook. So, okay, so let's do some more together, all right? How about number 5? 6 minus 10. And show me everything on your whiteboard. Show me everything. Show me how you circled the negative numbers. Show me how you came about getting your answer. Okay, board's up. You should be done by now. Board's up. You only have one thing circled. That should be war. Okay, so I need to circle my negatives, right? Did you do that? Okay, so because you only had one thing circled, that meant that we're at war. Subtraction should have been going on. 10 minus 6 gives us 4. And is it going to be a positive or a negative 4? It's going to be a negative 4 because we had way more negatives than we did positives. Okay, how about number 14? No, no, not number 14. Number 6. Let's do number 6. Negative 3 minus negative 8. All right, go ahead, work on that. I'm not going to say a whole lot right now. So see if you can do it. Go through those steps though. 1, 2, 3. Look at your book if you have to. Look at your notebook on how something like this would be done. Keep that notebook right out in front of you. You might have to rely on it for a little bit, but after a while, you'll really get some momentum on this, and you'll be like, "Wow, this isn't hard at all." Okay. Do I have a double negative? What do I need to do to double negatives? Good. Okay. So the negative 3 remains as it is. Nothing changes with the negative 3. But these two signs join together to make a big what? Plus sign. Right? They join together. And so now I've got negative 3 plus 8. Okay. Step 2. What do I do? What's step 2?
Circle.
Circle the negative numbers. I only have one number circled, so that means I'm at what?
War.
I'm at war. What do I do now? Simplify by doing what? Subtracting 3 from 8, leaving me with 5. And is it a positive 5 or a negative 5? Okay, you guys feeling okay? We're going to do a bunch more practice.